Hey there, welcome to this lesson. Hopefully you went through the instructions provided before this to download and install Eclipse as well as Java. Now we're going to start coding. So this is the welcome screen for the Eclipse software. You can close this, we don't need that for now. And let me just lower this screen here to bring this into focus. The first thing we're going to need is create a project. It's going to be a Java project. So you right click here and go to New, Java Project. And we can just call this Java_basics for now. And you'll notice that the Java runtime environment is 1.8. That's okay. You can choose to go with 1.9 like I showed you in the installation section, or you can stick with Java 8. It doesn't matter for the purposes of learning to program in Java. Java 8 and Java 9 virtually the same in terms of learning. When we get to the Java 9 chapters, that's going to be much later on in the course. I'll go over those differences. But for now, if you have Java 8 or Java 9, you're good to go. Next, just hit finish. And it's going to create a folder in our workspace, wherever we chose. Mine is users/my name in the documents folder inside this folder called workspace getting started. Okay. And inside of this location, you'll find that I have a folder called Java Basics. So expand that and you'll see there's not much there. This is the Java library. You can think of this as the entire Java language. So for you, this should say either Java 1.8 or Java 1.9. Either one of those is fine. Just make sure it's not anything below that, such as 7 or 6, because some of the features that we're going to be talking about towards the later half of this course are going to include those from the Java 8 and Java 9. So stick with the latest versions, which is 8 and 9. If you have the version 7 or 6 installed on your machine, just upgrade that using the instructions that I've provided as part of this course. In the first section, I talk about how to install Java 8 and Java 9. So make sure you check out those videos for your operating system. I've got a video for the Mac operating system as well as Windows operating system. So check those relevant videos out for yourself and get your environment up to date, either Java 8 or Java 9. Make sure you're using one of these versions. So moving on, inside of the source folder is where we're going to have our code. So I'm just going to right click this project, right click there and go to new, and we're going to create a new package. And the package by default, it's giving this to be the project name Java_basics, because this is the first package of this project. So I'll leave that as the default, and throughout the course I'll be creating different packages and different projects, so you're going to get plenty of practice doing that. So for now I'm just going to hit finish here, and this is our package. Now a package is just a folder in the file system. Okay, we have this Java Basics folder, which is located in workspace getting started. I can open that directory here, and that's this guy right here. This is the project. If I click it, it has 2 folders in there. We're going to get into all kinds of details of what these folders are, but if you navigate over to SRC folder, this is another Java Basics folder. This is the package that we've created right here. All right. So I just want you to keep in mind that all these fancy terms, that's all it is a folder. A package is a folder. So remember, in the first lesson, I went over what is a class. A class is a place where you can define your methods, instructions to the computer on what to do. So I'm going to right click here and go to new class, and I'm going to name this class hello with an uppercase first letter. That H should be capital. Okay, that's a naming convention that I want you to follow in this course. Whenever you create a class, you want to make sure that the first letter of that class name is capitalized. And that's a standard you'll find across the industry. The next thing we want to do is select this option right here. Notice it's saying which method stubs would you like to create, and we want to have this checked. Okay, and this is actually going to be the starting point of our Java application. The Java application starts somewhere, and it starts from this method called main. So I'm going to hit finish there. This is the method that every Java application starts from. Okay, the name of this method is called main, and you need this. Without it, this program will not run. So right now, if I right click and go to run as, we have an option of selecting Java application. All right, I right click this class and I go down here, browse down to run as, and clicked on Java application. When I click it, it runs the application. Now it doesn't do anything, but it did successfully run our application. Another option we have is to press this play button, okay, and it will run the application. Now right now it's not doing anything. If I remove this method from this class and then I hit this play button, notice it gives us an error. It's saying main method not found in this class, Java basics.hello. So it's giving the package and then the class, Java basics.hello. So it's not able to find the starting point, the main method in our hello class. So it's saying please define the main method as, and it gives the signature of the method. And don't worry about these terminologies, the signature and method and all that. We're going to go into great detail about what exactly each one of those terms means. But basically, we need this line of code for this application to run successfully. And now if I hit the play button, notice that it's working just fine. Now, anyone that's learning to program, the first exercise in any language that you're trying to learn is to print something to the screen. So I'm going to stick with that convention. I'm going to teach you how to print the words hello world to the screen. So just follow along as I type. We're going to need the word system with a capital S .out .println, and then we give the words hello world in these parentheses surrounded by quotes. Every Java statement should end with a semicolon. Notice it's giving this little X mark. If I click it, or just hover my mouse over it rather, it's saying syntax error. Insert semicolon. Okay, we need to insert that semicolon to complete the statement. So let's insert that, and notice that error is gone. Okay, so now this is a valid Java statement right here. Okay, and it's going to print to the screen. Now we're going to get into all kinds of details about what is system, what is out, what's going on here, right? But this is the canonical example of how to print something to the screen. And when newcomers are introduced to any programming language, this is typically the first exercise that they take on. And we did the same thing here. We learned how to print something to the screen. So now just hit the play button and notice that the word, the hello world statement is printed to the screen. Okay, and we can print anything you want. Hello there, and you just hit the play button and it's going to print that to the screen. Okay, so this was our first program that we wrote in Java. So congratulations if you made it this far. We have a lot to cover, but this is the starting point. Okay, the main thing in any Java application is the starting point, and we need this main method defined in our class. So without this method, I cannot run this as a Java application. I need this method. And when we created that class, it gave us an option of selecting. I'll do that again as an exercise. We right click here, go to new, and click on class. And we name our class with a capital letter. So I'm going to just say test. So this class name is test. The first letter is capital. And if we want this class to be able to run as a Java application, we need this public static void main syntax here. Okay, so we just need to select that and hit finish in it. And that creates our class with this method defined. Now these are just comments. This 2 slashes, these are just comments. I can write anything in here, blah, blah, blah. This is just code for other people to be able to read. When they're reading my code, they can just, we can leave statements for them, hints to explain what's going on. We can actually, let me add a comment here back in our hello class. I'm just going to add a comment that says how to print to the screen. Okay. Now the computer doesn't understand this statement because it's commented. This is a comment to a human being that reads our code. The computer understands this. Okay. So these 2 slashes signify a comment to another human being that's reading our code. If I get rid of that, notice that the Java interpreter is going to complain. It's going to say, hey, I don't understand this syntax because this is not valid Java code. So make sure that any notes that you want to add to your code, you just add these 2 forward slashes, and that will be comments that you can leave and make other people's lives easier that are going to read your code. Okay, and as well as your life easier, you want to make sure you leave comments in your code as you code along, because looking at the code later, it's going to make a lot more sense. So this test class, this was just an example of how to add the main method again. I wanted to review it. Let me close this, and I'm just going to delete this class for now. We don't need it. And there you go. We deleted that class. All right, so I'm going to wrap up this lesson here. We have a lot to cover in the coming lessons, so stay tuned, and I'll see you soon.